This is Susan Wilbanks with blendedinsight.com. I am a holistic and integrative healing arts practitioner, an intuitive, and an energy healer. In this podcast, I share tips, tools, and suggestions that have helped me along my path in hopes of inspiring and helping you along yours. Let's get started with today's podcast topic.
Hello, bright soul. Thank you so much for joining me on another podcast. We are still in the winter months here in Colorado, but it may be different where you are. Regardless of where you are, I wanted to share something that is so important each and every day. And I feel it's more important as we navigate this year with all these shifts and changes. But it is pausing, embracing stillness, finding time to slow down. In our culture, we don't celebrate stillness. We celebrate busyness. And if you have been conditioned this way, and I'm raising my hand, pausing, reflecting, and recharging is often seen as laziness or non-productive because in our culture, we glorify productivity. So it can feel uncomfortable, especially if your nervous system is dysregulated, uncomfortable, even unnatural to slow down. So I wanted to explore the beauty and power of stillness here, how to embrace it, and why this pause is essential for growth. So settle in and let's talk about finding places of productivity and also rest. And I've had to really lean into this because I'm a very productive person. I believe in setting goals and intentions and moving toward those things and being a beneficial presence on the planet. I have the tendency to push myself too far, have the tendency to overschedule. But I've learned over the years that rest is intentional and it's incredibly vital to my overall well-being. So right now, like I said, we're in the winter here. We're still in shorter days, quieter energy, especially when it snows, and we can get snow all the way through April. And it's really nature's way of encouraging us to rest. And I know it sounds cliche, but if you look at nature, nature really shows us how it is to live in harmony with the cycles of life. We, as people who have homes and we can kind of create things. We really don't eat in season oftentimes. We push ourselves year round. We can learn a lot from just observing nature's innate way of embracing the cycles and the seasons of life. And I'm feeling more called to this over the past several months and just really leaning into stillness because a lot of us resist it, especially if your mind is overactive and you don't have practices in place to empty your mind. You can often push yourself to keep going, produce, do more. And there is a time for action, but there's also a time for slowing down and pausing. And stillness is not inactivity. It's intentional rest. It's a time to reflect on where you've been, to recalibrate your energy and prepare for what's to come. So when you honor this pause, you are aligning with the natural rhythm of life and you're creating the space for clarity and renewal. One of the things I noticed over the years is often people frustrate their life with chaos so that they don't have to meet themselves. Because if you're always moving and you're not still, you don't have to listen to what's going on between your two ears and address that. And your body also needs that rest. I know as I have been going through the changes of life, my body needs more rest. And if I'm resting my body, I'm also allowing my soul to come in and give me more of what I need. So I would really encourage you to schedule intentional stillness. This could be a quiet morning to journal for just 10 minutes to sit in silence. It could be time to just walk, connect with nature. You're not wasting your time. You're restoring your energy. That's really important to shift that. And I'm raising my hand. I've also had to shift it. So what I wanted to say too is I noticed that stillness can often bring discomfort to people because it forces you to confront what's beneath the surface. But it's that discomfort that gives you the opportunity for deep healing and transformation. So there's 3 gifts of stillness that I wanted to share. One is clarity. When you pause, the mental noise quiets and it allows you to hear your inner voice. And that's when you begin to see what truly matters. Second is healing. Stillness creates a space where emotions can surface and be released. And it is really an invitation to let go of what no longer serves you. You don't know unless you give space for awareness. And the third thing is alignment. By slowing down, you can reconnect with your intuition and align with your actions and your values. So I wanted to offer a quick reflection exercise, and you can grab a notebook or just reflect while I'm talking. Ask yourself, what have I been avoiding or pushing aside? What does my soul or my body need right now? And how can I honor this need in the week ahead? And if you're embracing stillness, if you're new to embracing stillness, here are a couple of other things that I've incorporated over the years that have helped me tremendously. The first is mindful breathing. I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, Susan, but I'm telling you, if you would follow the link in my show notes and download the Pause Breathwork app, they have it for both Android and iTunes. And if you just do like the 3 or 5 minute pause. I'm telling you, it helps so much. But if you can just take five, even if you don't do that, 5 minutes to just focus on your breath, inhale deeply for a count of 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. This can ground you into the present moment. The other thing is spending time outside without distractions. So connecting with nature, and observing the stillness. It's really a powerful teacher. I know I sound like floofy, I don't know, hippie-ish, but I mean, I know when I moved into this home, I love my backyard and I love to go out first thing in the morning before the neighbors come out and start creating all that. I have one neighbor that blasts music for some reason, and I'm like, wow, that's super irritating. So I go in the morning before the rest of the world wakes up. I'm such an early bird and it's so quiet. Now, not now in the winter months, although I do sometimes go out in the winter as well. I just bundle up, but it just depends on what I'm feeling into. But it just reconnects you to how vast the universe is and how stillness, time goes, changes come and go. We're only in this body for such a limited amount of time. And sometimes we make it our whole existence and make it bigger than what it is. When in actuality, it's not as big of a deal as we make it out to be usually. And then as you're drifting to sleep, you have an evening reflection right before bed. Take a moment to reflect on your day. What are you grateful for? And what can you release to be more prepared or create a better or the same type of experience for tomorrow? So I don't know why I started incorporating these little meditations. Maybe because it's stuff that I do during the day and I just want to share it in case it helps you. And I know they're similar, but I stick to what works. So a stillness meditation that you can try is just closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in through your nose, exhaling slowly through your mouth. And if you can't go outside for whatever reason, you can just imagine yourself sitting in a quiet winter forest. The air is crisp. The snow blankets the ground. Everything is still, peaceful, and feel that same stillness within you. And as you breathe into yourself, repeat, in this pause, I find my power. And as you stay here for a few moments, you just embrace the calm. And then when you're ready, you can bring your awareness back to the present moment. And I always think of that movie, Happy Gilmore, where he would be about to golf and he would go to his happy place. I always think about that because you have the power to do that in your mind at any given moment of the day. And we're preparing for March, and eventually spring's going to be here. The seasons change. So what I've been doing is really anchoring the stillness right now into this present moment so I can carry it forward. So I would just encourage you, like, use this time to reflect on what you want to bring into the next season. What seeds are you planting right now? What habits or mindsets do you want to cultivate? And how can you honor this slower energy before life speeds up again? And I know life is fast now, but in this moment, we're slowing down together, and stillness is the foundation upon which growth is built. So when we embrace pauses, we set ourselves up for a more intentional and aligned season ahead. So let's go into a healing. You can uncross your arms and legs, focus on your breathing. I'm going to turn the healing on. And so it is. And as we are wrapping this up, I just want to remind you that you don't need to do more to be worthy. Simply being present, tuning into your inner world, and honoring your need for rest is enough. So I've kind of started this thing where I like to give you an affirmation as we close. And this one is, I honor the pause. In stillness, I find clarity, healing, and strength. So I hope this was helpful. This is something that I think we can all use. Time out from the chaos of the world, time to tune in and to prepare yourself for whatever is to come. And with that, you always have an open invitation to join Patreon. The link is in my show notes. And as always, I wish you the most beautiful week. Take care. Bye-bye.